Hi everyone, happy Friday. I am pre-recording this so that you get a video this weekend while I am maybe on a trip somewhere. One way or another, I won't be up to doing a video again, so but we're going to go through my coloring book collection and completed pages part 8. Today we are covering Clara Markova, Jane Madej. Hopefully I have all of her books in here. Hannah Lynn, Loriza May Marinus, and Hannah Carzon, and Kristen Karen, I think. And they're going to be somewhat out of order, but we will make do. Alright. And I'm going backwards. So we are using... Oh my gosh, I've got to move some stuff. Hang on. Please don't break. Please don't break. We are using... I'm going through my shelf in alphabetical order. My shelf that, if I have multiples of the artist, it is my main bookshelf I probably utilize. The other one being one-offs, color by numbers, and basically overflow at this point. Alright, I do have some Clara Markova books. Have I colored in my Clara Markova books? No. But it's fine. It's fine. Maybe I can get a... Maybe, because this is also a destash. Let's see if I can convince myself to give away one today. Maybe. Little Secrets from My Fairy House by Clara Markova. I do like them. I think sometimes, though, there reaches a cost of a coloring book. And for me, it makes me terrified to color in it. Oh, that's double page spread. Which, to be fair, the art is similar to that one artist that I ended up destashing her books as well, Christine Vogel. It's a little similar. Sorry. I just wanted another good look through. Do you like that page? Gonna make a hard decision right off the bat. I like that picture. And I know that you can use markers in these, but it's so hard to do that when there's like, maybe if you don't use pencils. Oh, that's a cute picture. Maybe because they're all slightly different, right? Like, but some of them do repeat. Like, as long as you have one page that you don't mark up with marker that you could color, you'd probably be okay. Fairy Miracles. I think I went through this phase where I was like, I'm going to do the nameplate page in every one of the books so I can say I did something. And that was obviously before I got the other one. I do like that picture. I like this one, I think, better than Little Secrets from My Fairy House. So there is that. Well, that was very, that was very excessive slam of the book. Didn't quite mean to do that. Tenderful Enchantments. Also have done that one. I know I did this one with Arteza pencils. I can't remember what I did the other one with, but the Artezas do really well in this. But I like this one too. I could just tell right off the bat. That is adorable. And I know I'm going to keep the other one because I was pretty sure that was my favorite out of the three. I even started a page in this. Look at that. Didn't even remember that. I like that page. Okay. So probably what I'm going to do is give away little secrets for my fairy house. This is Fairy Touch Magic. And of course, any book that is magic based is definitely more than likely being kept. Well, that's a tough one. I would prefer to give up 2. However, I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, actually, I really like coloring roosters. I know that sounds funny. Like, I don't particularly like roosters. They're kind of jerks. But it's something about like a full, like all kinds of different colors type of rooster. I don't know, y'all. This is not starting out well. Alright, well, let's take a look at the rest of them. We will say for now, we're destashing one of those. Alright, Jane Madej, Adorable Animals Grayscale. It has been a hot minute since I've been in this book, but this is an older book. But by the way, if you really like grayscale and you like cats and dogs, I highly recommend this book. This is some of the best grayscale, in my opinion, that you can get of like cute little animals. And that's one of the reasons I like doing this, is because it really showcases an older book that a lot of people may not be aware of. I have another picture in here that I gifted my in-laws that's actually framed. And I love birds, love squirrels, love frogs and cats and dogs. So it's just been a hot minute. I just, honestly, like you said, you just don't think about it. And then it's like, oh yeah, see, I started this with Crayola pencils. And I'm not going to finish it with Crayola pencils, but I will finish it one day. But you could do marker in here because they're all one-sided. And I have done marker in here. This page I actually took and I trimmed it. I don't know what I was thinking. I did a whole bunch of marker blending on this. And it looks good-ish. Wasn't my favorite thing to do. It was 2018. I really like how my bird came out. But we have Nature's Sweet Moments. Also by Jane Madej. Make sure I am in the screen. I like it. It's cute. But is it enough that I want to keep it? That is an aggressive bloom. Or else. Or else. Really like the picture. Yeah, I'm very indecisive today. Can't you tell? There's some really cute pictures in here. Oh, I just saw one. Oh. Nope, nope, we're going to destash it. Look at that, 2 already. I have some from Larisa May Marinus. I think. Yeah. We have Pastel Goth. There's a number of these books out here that are titled such, but this is the one specific to CC Coloring, Larisa May Marinus. This is 2020. I think I used King Art gel sticks for this. And then some like red glitter gel pen. I should totally look and see if there's like a Mothman. I don't think Mothman's very goth. But like a Mothman equivalent. That would also be cute for the Mothman picture I'm thinking about. I totally didn't even think about it, but I mean, like I said, a Mothman's not really goth, so I doubt there's one. Anyway, Fantasy Kitties, which I love. Yes, I know, I've totally forgotten it's in here. I really like that one. I love cats and I love fantasy characters, so this one's hitting all the marks. We have Kawai Witch. Did this one that to this day I think is still one of my favorites because the way that glitter paint came out in the back. It's just stunning. It's so cute. I just love it. That was just, you know, you get those random days where your art supplies are just doing their thing and everything's gelling and everything's awesome. And oh, and then here is Kawai Animals. Some of these are really adorable, but I'm not as enthralled with this as I thought it would be. It almost feels like just not enough. Like, that's super cute. That's pretty cute. But most of these pictures don't feel as well balanced. Yeah, we're going to find a new home for that one. Hannah Lynn. I have Whimsy Girls of the World Around the World Digital Edition. Oh, that is actually, I think, from her Patreon. I don't think that's from this. I just kept extras in the back. I think it's all metallic paints. I don't know. These are the Whimsy Girls Around the World, though. I've not done much Hannah Lynn lately, and it's not through any fault of her art, because I do love her art. I just haven't had a chance. I've been wanting to do that one forever. And yeah, I could mix it up and do like blonde hair and, you know, I don't know, purple hair or whatever, but it just screams dark green and reds. Like, I need to find a way to incorporate more Hannah Lynn. Mythical Maidens and Curious Creatures by Hannah Lynn. These are, think there's 2 of each in here. I have a page of hers from her Patreon that I have been trying to do for probably the better part of a year now. And I just can't get to it. There's one I've done in there. Markers, I think some Neocolor 2s in the backgrounds, and then pencil for shading. That was another rare moment where the Neocolor 2s actually didn't like fully saturate the paper. I should probably play with Neocolor 2s more in Hannah Lynn. Enchanted Halloween. Yeah, I had a silver yellowing on that. Thank you. Likely Arteza Old School Everblend markers. Fortunately, I had enough sense to put a paper down, so there's a bunch in here every year. Every year we play this game. We go through, and I'm like, I'm gonna color in here. And it doesn't happen. Oh, some more yellowing. Wow, that's wild how it sits, and then you can almost see it through the paper. It did still yellow a little bit, but that's fine. I'm probably not going to mess with the second copies in this anyway. I'll probably just regift those if they're not yellowed. Oddly enough, this, I don't think this got a lot of attention, but this to me is one of my favorite pictures I've done of hers. I love the stickles on her eyes. I love the white pen detail I was able to do with the little baby turkey there. And I just did a lot of marker outlining and blending with this one, and it's something about the colors. I just feel like it turned out real rich. And then I stickled everything. I don't know. I just really love that picture. Maui Mermaids and Island Whimsy Girls. I think I have one picture that's missing out of here that was hung up on my wall and is somewhere in here now. It's a pirate picture. I did like my first year of coloring that I love. I think it came out of this one. Pretty sure it did. Ooh, that would be a good one to do. I thought it was out of this one. Maybe not. Maybe it came out of... Oh, there it is. Pirate Waters is the one I did. I would show it to you, but I have no idea where it's at right now. And Whimsy Girls Through the Decades. I did this one with Sargent Art watercolor crayons. I did not like how they did on this paper. Overall, I wasn't really pleased with them, but they did well enough for this picture. I thought she turned out fun. Surprisingly, I've not done that picture yet. I know, surprising. These all would really do great with any type of coloring, even if it was just some straight coloring with markers or pencils. I don't know what my block is. Oh, I was playing around with markers here. Okay, which was fine because I have 2 copies of that picture. So this one's a little different because you get a really detailed version, and then you get a version where she's either close up or the background's been stripped. And so I was testing markers because I usually do the detailed pictures. Occasionally I will do these closer up versions, but usually I do the detailed pictures. I keep forgetting which way these go. Fairy Tale Princesses and Storybook Darlings. I'm so behind my game on my existing books. When I was trying to make decisions on what I was going to take with me, y'all, like, you just give me, that's so cute, you give me just a little bit of loose chain, and the fact that I might have some time to, I might have some time to color in the next few weeks, and suddenly it's like, I want to color everything. All the things. Whimsy Girls Christmas. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, why aren't you destashing any of these? And I just can't, y'all. I love them too much. They're just, I know I'm not usually big on portraits, but it's something about hers that I really like. And I feel like I can make them unique. And maybe that's it. I'll show you a book I was working my way through, and it might have just felt a little samey, like with her, the way like her hair and her face is. It may have just been I needed a break. Fierce and Fancy Fantasy Faces, line art, and grayscale versions. Her grayscale is controversial. Some people don't like it. It can look a little fuzzy the way she's done it in the past. I think she's changing that now. I don't necessarily mind it myself, but I do like how in this one she gives you both versions. So if you really just don't like that type of grayscale, then you get, I keep showing you all the grayscale version, and there is a line art version. Ooh, Pirates for Poet. I gotta remember she's in there. Like, I did her, and I really liked her, the steampunk gal. Oh, I totally forgot about her. She turned out good. Then I did this one too. I used a shimmer paint for the background. I should do more of that. The shimmer paints do really well on this paper, and they don't have a lot of water on them if you apply them thick enough, so they don't cause a lot of wrinkly on the paper. Early Works Grayscale Edition. Now this was an interesting, I think, experiment. And so I tried, she has a light grayscale version and a dark grayscale version. And I tried coloring in both. You can tell my marker ran out in the background. Oh, so she gives you a light and like a really super dark version. Now see, these are some of her early works, so there's kind of a overall heavier mask put over them. Again, a little different type style of grayscale, but I don't necessarily hate it. You just, yeah, in some cases I just don't know if it's colorable for me unless I'm just using really dark colors and, you know, heavens be to actual shading. Now I did another picture in here. Yep. So this was the dark grayscale version, and I used the same colors, I believe, as I used in that second one. So some of these do turn out really stunning, and I like them. So I have a project book of hers. If I can find it, maybe I'll get this done one day. This is her Whimsy Girls Celebrate the Holidays and Festive Occasions. This book I knew I was going to do a lot of different things in, so I ripped it apart and have been doing a lot of different things with it. Apologies for the glare. There's a lot of paint in this one. Those are when I discovered the Wise Brand markers, which actually have held up pretty good given it's been a few years. This is gel pen and marker with pencil. Ink tints. I was trying all kinds of things here. Marker, gel pen, and some pencil shading. I think I just threw a lot of glitter at that one. I love where I blacked out the background on this one. I just wanted something different, and I really liked how that turned out with my little gems. See, back when I had a little time and energy and creativity, all this was probably around 2018, 2019, when I had a little ability and creativity to do some things outside the box. These were like the pearl color things. I miss these days. She turned out cute. I love my 90s chick with the poor growing out blonde hair and the wall wood paneling background. I was trying to think early 90s, late 80s with her. I just had fun. I just wanted to have fun with that. And then the mom, I just had to play it up and make her a zombie mom. And actually, it's my favorite one in the book. I've done a few more. There's the wedding day. I did her like, what's her name? The Beetlejuice girl, Lydia Dietz. 4th of July. I did this one as a buddy color. Some people have done the buddy colors with me. I did this for my birthday, I think, one year. Gel pens and the shimmer paint. That shimmer paint, the Delusion shimmer paint, I feel like is some of the best paint I've seen on Amazon paper. And why I'm not using it more is a crime. This was some more shimmer paint. This was a buddy color with Spicy Cat colors. And I think, no, not that one. Where's my other one? No, I haven't done that one yet. And then that one was another one I did. Might have been a buddy color, again with the shimmer paints. So this is all piecemeal. I'm working my way through it. This is like all I have left. I also have a graduation day picture floating around here I need to find so I can make sure I actually complete this book. Graduation day picture I want to do in all pink or all rainbow colors. I haven't decided, but it's here somewhere. Anyway, I'm going to finish this. I am. It's just kind of a work in progress when I feel so inspired. Oh no. Okay. How are we doing on time? Always right about it. I have a couple books from Lightburst Media. There's I Love the 90s. These are absolutely nostalgia type. Boy, if I had been the cat lover today, or back then that I am today, I can't even imagine what my room would have looked like. And then we have Back to the 80s, again by Lightburst Media. So I have two 80s books, one by Lightburst, one by Joshua Dunbar. He had talked about maybe doing a 90s book. I know not everybody loves like the decades, the nostalgic stuff like this. And Alexander Frenzies, if you like this kind of stuff. So Joshua Dunbar, ooh, I like that picture. Joshua Dunbar has an 80s book. Here's an 80s book by Lightburst Media. There's a 90s book by Lightburst Media. Oh my gosh, that could have been my room when I was a kid, except I had the big Rainbow Bright thing up here with the, what was that horse? It's called Starlight, I think, something like that. It was like a big mural. Like it was even crazier looking than this. I find it hard to believe. But, so there's 80s here. This is Back to the 80s. There's I can't remember what Joshua Dunbar's book's called, but it is an 80s book. Alexander Frenzies has a Y2K mandalas. That's really fun. I've done a page out of that. And then we have the I Love the 90s. And so far, those are the only ones that I really know of, but I'm sure there are others. These are the only ones that I particularly like. I did do this page, and I had a lot of fun with that. Some vowels missing in that background, but you know, when I do decide to add washi tape to a page, like, it sure does make a statement, doesn't it? Oh, and you get a mixtape too. Like, I bet there's a 90s playlist too for this one. These would be fun. It would be fun to do a coloring chat with these. Obviously, we couldn't do it with music, which would stink. Well. Ideas. All right. Now, Christine Karen. I have Wildflower Folk. I struggle with this book because I don't, this is like really nice paper, like pretty much what she uses, probably uses it for watercolors, but I mean, it doesn't have the texture of watercolor paper, but you could definitely use watercolor in this. I did splurge for that. I want to do some watercolor classes that I've subscribed to by Lindsay the Frugal Crafter. I want to get better with my watercoloring, and then I do want to work in this book. This is probably why I won't own too many Kristen Karen books, because I love them, but it's kind of like the Daria Kakirsoy books. They're beautiful. I love them. I just don't color much in them. I just don't do portraits very much. So I think I won't buy a bunch of her type of books. I do have some of her Coloring Heaven books, though, that I do color in. So, and then Fairy and Fantasy Grayscale. This is with the shinier paper, which I have found through testing that I actually kind of like how pencil goes down on. And we need the next pencil set that, like, I feel like I have a robust color set. I would like to try to do a pencil picture, and these might be the books to try. This or a Daria Kakirsoy, if I can get her name right. That would also be helpful. So it's not that I don't love Kristen Karen's work. It's just I am trying to be mindful that I don't have a whole shelf full. And then, kind of like with Hannah Lynn, I have a whole shelf full of her stuff, and I'm not getting rid of any of it because I love it so much. And yes, I will color in it forever, and I know I will. It's just a lot of times I fall in and out of phases with stuff that I color. All right, Hannah Carlson. Last one up, and I've got a ton of books of hers. Yeah. So this is Party. You will be seeing more of these this summer. I found, was it last summer, summer before, I really loved using gelatos, Neocolor 2s, and then going over with pencil in these. And what I would say is I'm already itching to do more in her books this summer. So that is her smaller book, Party. Space, which I know I haven't touched it yet. I am surprised as you. Maybe we start making our way through this book this summer. I might see. Tammy and I have been looking for another book after Baby Dragons. And I wonder if she has this one. But she might already be doing Alien Worlds, so I don't know if I want to take up her schedule too much with space-related books. We'll see. Magical Dawn. Hannah Carlson, at first, her stuff, I was kind of like, meh, I don't know. Not really my thing. Felt that way for a number of years. There's still some of these that aren't, 100% my favorite. Like this one is probably not one of my favorites. I'm not big on bugs. I'm not big on jewelry. And there's a lot of that in here. Plus, I believe there's one called Jewelry Box in here. So at one point, these kind of became more collector's items. But see, that is stunning. I love that. I will not be giving up any Hannah Carlson books today. We're just going to say that right now. I feel like, I didn't destash a ton today, but I feel like I made strategic decisions. Strategery. Seasons. I just, at the end of the day, I am going to be way more likely to color in a Hannah Carzon book than I am a Clara Markova book. It's not that I think the art's any better or whatever. It's just right now, in my current taste of what I like to color, I'm leaning more towards Hannah Carzon. So, plus her paper, I'm comforted by her paper because I have started to do enough in it that I know what it's capable of. That's one thing I'll say. I'm trying to think offhand, like Kirby Rosanna's books, and I think Hannah Carzon's, in my opinion, which take with a grain of salt, are probably the ones that I see with the most variety in them when it comes to paint, watercolor, ink, all kinds of different things. It seems like this paper handles a lot that can be thrown at it. So in terms of flexibility for paper, I feel like this can take a lot of experimentation with paper. Spirit Animals. I think there's one of hers. It's the single-sided one that I've, if I ever get the opportunity on it, I think is that Drew Rice? Is that right? Oh, I love that picture. Obviously love the cat pictures. Wow, that's very similar profile there. I like the Spirit Animals one a lot. I probably should. Yeah, like Jules and Bugs, like these are okay, I guess. Like in this situation, I'd be okay with them. Oof, no. No. That will be the last one. That will be the last one I do in this book. I can tell you right now. Just, oof. I do like this one quite a bit, though. Daydreams? Yes, I do have some finished pages. Are they mostly in one of the books? They may all be in that book. No, they're not all in the book. I think there's one other book of hers I've colored in. I like that picture a lot. These are ones I see so many blended backgrounds in, and I think that's one of the things that's so appealing to me. Like, I know in Joanna Basford books you could be just as, to me, it's harder to be more versatile with mediums in Joanna Basford's books just because some things to me don't perform as well as they do like on this type of paper. So like if I really want to get in some trouble with some, well maybe not trouble, with some neon colors, with some gelatos, with some paint, maybe throw some pencil on top. Like this is tough paper. This is gonna help take care of business. Plus, I like a pretty picture. I will, use a color palette and do just a standard basic, not a standard basic picture. I shouldn't say it like that, but I'll do a pretty picture. It looks stunning. And I'll use, a nice blended background stuff. But man, sometimes I just like to get weird with pictures. As y'all know, sometimes I just like to get weird with them. And her pictures are inspiring, like weirdly inspiring, kind of like Kirby Rosanna is to me. I would say that's probably my least favorite storybox for obvious reasons. Love that picture. Was it this one I did the pictures in? I love that picture. Like, the only thing, there's a little smudge there. Oof. The only criticism is that I just wish they were single-sided pages. Ah, here we go. So yes, there is a page. Yeah, that was a very interesting experience with watercolor on, is it treated? I don't think it was treated. On an untreated Hannah Carlson page. Now, I say there's versatility, but when it comes to watercolor, depending on the type of watercolor you use, you may not get a lot of movement with it, because this paper is textured and it does dry quick, so you have to play around with it. However, and I'll show you, this page would have turned out very badly, because it was not going according to plan. I was using a palette of a confectioner's vintage palette, and I did not like the background, and then it just went bad from there. And then all of a sudden I decided to outline the plants and stuff. That wasn't too bad, but then I came in with this gold paint pens and did this, and it actually turned out halfway decent. So there's a lesson. Don't, while it may seem dark and the picture's a disaster, at least when it's done, you can be like, hey, it's done. This is Tales from Atlantis. Now, she does have, well, I have a mixture of the non-English versions of the books and the English versions. I didn't think I did, but I do. Again, I am not big usually in coloring underwater type stuff. However, this book was really stunning, and since I have been kind of collecting her stuff, I was on board with it. I might try to get that other book. This is, oh my gosh, something, City Amongst the Stars, I think. Sorry, it is getting dark and my lighting is changing. Hopefully y'all have been able to see most of these books. I would say out of her smaller series of books, this is, though that's cute as heck, this might be my least favorite. I don't know though. Now that I'm seeing it, I'm kind of digging it. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy how your tastes change as you continue to color. How your tastes change over the years. Like, for example, y'all know for years I've colored so many George Tufexis pictures online. Love, have bought so many of his books. I cannot tell you the last time I colored one. I don't think I've colored one this year. This is Tales from the Witches Cottage. It's not that I don't like his art. I just suddenly don't want that complexity in a color by number. When I get to them, I will probably destash a number of them that I haven't colored in and just keep the ones that I like. And well, one thing I'll say is some of his newer books, it is getting harder and harder to see the numbers, and I really do not like that. That's a heck of a picture right there. I do not like that. If you're going to go the trouble, I love that picture. If you're going to go the trouble of doing a color by number and putting all those numbers in those little areas, the least you can do is make it readable to people with vision issues. And if you don't want the numbers to be seen, then just publish a version of the book with the pictures without the numbers. Sorry. That is a huge pet peeve of mine. And that last one I bought of his, it was a stunning book, but I was just like, I don't think I can color in this. I honestly just don't think I can see it enough. So, we'll see. Maybe they'll change. Tales from the Forest Kingdom. But yeah, like I said, I've liked his stuff for years. I still do, but I just don't want to color it. This year, I find myself more drawn to doing non-color by number pictures, or just simple color by number. I was sitting here trying to see if there is a reason. I don't think there's a huge paper difference between the two. I think the English versions, that might be it. The English versions have a more cream colored paper. You know, this paper's not as textured as her other books. That's interesting. And this has a more white based paper if you get the non-English versions. Tales from the Midnight Masquerade. She does have quite a few cats in her books too, and certainly nothing wrong with that. Let me tell you, I'm not a party person. I am more of an introvert, but if I was going to be at a party, that'd be the kind of party I'd want to be at. Faux show. Either that's a gigantic rat or she is teeny tiny. Either way, I think I prefer the giant rat, actually. That would be even funnier. So I say grades of gold for last because this is a compilation book. It is 83 of pages from her other books and 11 new drawings. And when I tell you, I love every single one of the new drawings that she put in this book. I don't normally buy compilations, and I saw the images, the new drawings, and I just couldn't resist. And so I'm going to show you the new drawings, and then we'll show you some of the others. I think I used Neocolor here with pencil shading and then gel pen. Does get a bit wrinkly, as you can see. I was doing a lot of testing in here. So these I did for Watercolor Summer last year, the year before, and it was a test on treated paper with satin glazing liquid versus non-treated paper, Neocolor 2s in the background, Neocolor 2s as a base, gel pen, and then Arteza colored pencils over the top. I found I much prefer blending the Neocolor 2s in the areas that are treated. They move better. Like I said, I feel like they dry very quickly on this paper. And so this is a treated side. These moved around a lot more than these did when I was, scribbling them and then blending them together. However, the satin glazing liquid leaves a texture that I don't enjoy coloring over with pencil. So I much preferred the non-treated paper for the pencil. So like, I guess in this situation what I do is try to just treat the border and the edging and then just use the Neocolor base on the inside. But anyway, I love how both of those turned out. One of my favorite double page spread, probably the only double page spread I've ever done. Of course, very space fantasy based. I use the gelatos that are the Space Galaxy color scheme. I can't think of all their names. Rubbed it on here. Again, hard time blending because it dries quickly on this very textured paper. You're going to have much better results if you take a palette and paint it on if you're not treating the paper. But this was untreated gelatos and then Arteza pencils over the top with gel pens mixed in. And I love them. It's so cool. I just love this picture so much. And like, I could see myself going through here and doing all these new images. I kept saying I want her to do a space fantasy based book like this. Like very similar to what we got kind of in Alien Worlds, but with a Hannah Carlton vibe to it. That would be so cool. Is this where it starts? I think this is where the compilation pictures start. I think. Yeah, I think so. So these come from her other books. This will probably be the main book that I use, and then I'll just save the other ones for like experimentation purposes. I mean, obviously there'll be other pictures in there that I like, but in other books that I like, but this will be the one I take serious. So, yeah, see, we've seen this one before. Okay, so that will do it. You guys are gonna get this on Friday. Hopefully, everything's gone well. Um, I am just, I don't know. I need to find some good luck charms that don't involve like rabbits feet and stuff. I need to go out and hunt for some 4-leaf clovers in the yard or something, because I just feel like I need some luck. But we're going to cross our fingers and just hope, keep on keeping on. But hope you enjoyed these. Next weekend, I will be back. We will be picking up with Lulu Mayo, just for a reference. Lulu Mayo, Deborah Muller is going to be a big one. Morgan O'Brien, Jen Racine. We might get to Kirby Rosanna's. Might. Depends. It's a pretty big stack. If we don't, then we'll pick him up the next week. So, hope you guys enjoy. I hope you are having a good weekend. I hope let me tell you, let me be selfish for a minute. I hope I'm having a freaking blast. but I also hope you are too. So, I wish it for all of us, okay? That makes it okay. But all right. So thanks for watching, and I should be back hopefully middle of next week with a demo and chat. We're going to do another round of watercolor, the Super Color watercolor pencils and Artisto color pencils, but this time it's going to be on an Amazon page. So, at least that's the plan. Could get mixed around. Y'all could have already seen that. Who knows? But anyway, thanks and bye for now.